The AP Secretary General Lim Guan Eng wants Transport Minister Ong Keat to explain the reversal on the Cabinet approval for the second low-cost carrier terminal in Labu, Negeri Sembilan. The Transport Minister had on December 19th announced Cabinet approval of the project, but Deputy Prime Minister Najib Razak on January 23rd denied that approval had been given. Dubbed KLIA East at Labu, the terminal was proposed by budget airline AirAsia and the conglomerate Sime W Berhad at a cost of 1.6 billion ringgit. AirAsia had been unhappy with the current LCCT and its relationship with Malaysia Airports Berhad, who own and operate the country's airports, had not been good.
Because I remember on the December the 21st newspaper, Transport Minister Dato Sri Ong Keat had announced that there will be a new LCCT terminal in Labu called KLIA East at Labu in Negeri Sembilan, where a new airport will be built at a cost of 1.6 billion ringgit. And I still remember that Ong Keat said that this had cabinet approval. But I think last week Najib said that cabinet did not make a final decision on the airport. There was no such approval. So I want to ask, number one, what is Ong Keat talking about? How can he say that cabinet had approved when the Deputy Prime Minister said that there was no such approval? Who is telling the truth? Is Ong Keat telling the truth, or is Najib not telling the truth? Now this goes into the integrity and credibility of MCA. We had thought that after the elections, MCA would know that you must say what you mean and you must mean what you say. That means you must speak the truth. But now, in less than 1 month, even though there is a new president, but they are still practicing the old ways. It is old wine in a new bottle. What the Chinese will say, 换汤不换药. It's still like a new putting old wine in a new bottle. Just changing the bottle only. We are only putting old wine in a new bottle, and I think the flip-flop over the KLIA East at Labu questions the authority, the credibility of the MCA President as well as the Transport Minister. We hope that Ong Keat can come and explain why on December the 20th he said that Cabinet had approved this 1.6 billion ringgit LCCT terminal, and now, last week, Najib said there was no such approval, and apparently this whole project is off. It is scrapped, it is terminated, it is finished. So I think we express concern whether he is really in authority. We hope that he is in authority as the Transport Minister, because the assurances that he has given to try to help us to upgrade our international airport, which is in a dismal and shameful condition, where we feel there's a need to establish a new LCCT terminal so that Penang can be the logistics hub of the Northern Economic Corridor and the Northern Gateway for Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand Growth Triangle, the IMTGT. We need a new LCCT terminal. But if we have a Transport Minister who is not given the powers to decide, I mean, we are all in a quandary. No, I think we want to be, we want to get a whole picture, because the whole airport project is something that I think many Malaysians are still unclear. So I would prefer to hear both sides of the story. I think like even the former Prime Minister has said that why you want to have a new terminal when the present KLIA still had capacity for expansion for 125 million passengers. Why can't you reduce the original site? Because I want to hear from Dato Sri Tony Fernandez that no, MAB is a stumbling block. MAB is a stumbling block by preventing the growth of the airline industry, and I think we should encourage people like Dato Sri Tony Fernandez, who has given us cheap or budget airfares, so that like what Air Asia say, everybody can fly. And we should also give encouragement. Otherwise, I say we will not be able to take flights. Now taking flight is like, like buying a bus ticket. So you must give credit and encouragement to entrepreneurs like Tony Fernandez. So I say we need to hear both sides of the story. I think in this respect, probably Tony Fernandez feels that he has not been given support, and I think the government should give him that support. But at the same time, we're also wondering why you want to build in another place when KLIA still has so much room for expansion. It doesn't make economic sense. So I could not actually answer that question until we get a full picture. If MAB is a stumbling block, then I think we should make sure that MAB facilitates the growth of airline industry and not block the growth. Because we want the airline industry to grow so that tourists can grow. Only when the airline industry is healthy, then only can you get more tourists to come into Malaysia. This is a very big issue, I think, as far as the LCCT terminal is concerned. Not only because of the cost of the project, but because of its implications. Like now we are confused who is now actually in charge. Is the transport minister in charge of transport? We hope that we deal with the transport minister. He has powers of authority. Just like you deal with the chief minister of Penang, he say one thing but actually cannot do it. What's the point of dealing with him, isn't it? The same thing for the transport minister.